I ain't never made a call to Diddy. I got Diddy's number. Just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
Ooh, this is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Yep.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay. The part with Jay. I go, oh, shoot, like.
To us,
That had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
That's why I don't be going to them pumpkin parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Fuck you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my down the party. I'm like, it's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Like that is good.
The reason why their groups are so close is because all of them have a certain type of STD. I think they all got the alphabet. Now, bear with me, guys, because I'm not even trying to cap. I looked at it like this. You know they're not using condoms, right? So if you're in a party not using condoms, it ain't like you could catch something twice, right? You know, so if you already got something, ain't like you can catch it again. So I believe, one of my theories is that these people at these Diddy parties were so close because they all had
For decades, hip-hop has thrived on big personalities, ruthless competition, and stories that refuse to stay buried. Few rivalries embody that energy more than the long-running tension between 2 New York powerhouses, 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs. What began as a quiet industry rivalry in the early 2000s gradually hardened into nearly 20 years of public friction, with 50 repeatedly reigniting the feud whenever the spotlight gave him an opening. Recently, however, the tone has shifted. The jokes and jabs have given way to heavier suggestions, with 50 Cent implying he has personal knowledge of what allegedly took place behind closed doors at Diddy's ultra-exclusive gatherings, and hinting that major industry names may have been in the room. Those claims have sent shockwaves through the music world and reignited a feud many thought had cooled. To understand how things escalated to this point, you have to rewind to the beginning. In the early 2000s, 50 Cent was rebuilding his life and career after surviving a near-fatal shooting and being dropped from his label. During that period, he quietly wrote material behind the scenes to stay afloat, with some of his work reportedly landing on Bad Boy-affiliated projects, placing him in overlapping circles with Diddy long before their issues became public. From that uneasy proximity, the tension never fully disappeared. Instead, it simmered beneath the surface for years, gradually intensifying until it erupted into the very public and very personal clash that continues to command headlines today.
You're living after being shot 9 times.
I don't know what the criteria are for street credibility. Or
That's
if
it.
If there's something that creates more merit for you. I looked at that experience as something that was unfortunate that I had to.
I forget, why did the guy shoot you 9 times? Was it drugs or something?
It was paid to do it.
He was paid to do it.
Yeah.
Who would want to shoot you?
Why were you targeted?
You're such a good guy.
This is my past.
It was a drug thing?
No,
like a business thing?
Karma.
Karma.
Explain to me again why this guy was hired to shoot you 9 times.
Well, you was paid because someone, felt like that I would potentially do something to them if they kept going in the direction that they were going.
Man, you are tough.
What are you talking about?
The fact that somebody put out a hit on him because he was going to f somebody up. What kind of shit is that? That's crazy.
But what is this all over?
I don't know.
It's difficult to explain, Robin, because when you're not actually in the environment or involved in this
Just
type of
You can explain it to me.
We'll see if we can follow it.
Nah, man, it's just,
What happened? What had you?
it's so tough.
You were pissed off at someone and you were going after them. What were you pissed off about?
Nah, we was just having differences.
Oh, like over what? A woman?
Nah,
No
just
way.
going back and forth. Like a guy got robbed in the actual neighborhood.
And he accused you of robbing.
Nah, he just seen me communicating with someone who actually
robbed him.
And he misinterpreted the conversation because he seen me laughing and us talking, but he didn't know I grew up with the guy.
You're talking to a guy who you don't even know up this other guy.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they think you're in cahoots with this guy.
Yeah, because you see you laughing and talking, they figure you laughing and talking about them.
Pain-wise, how bad is it to get shot in the face? Like, I mean...
Probably... I don't know how to describe that outside of...
Is it a 10 on the pain scale?
It's not really like... Because it's not as painful as having to visit the dentist repeatedly for root canal.
Really? Do you think you're dead at that point? When you take 9 bullets, do you go, oh, this is it, I'm checking out?
Well, it's a life-threatening situation. It's just not... I've seen people going to the hospital under circumstances that were way less intense and not come out.
Yeah, it's a miracle you live. Did you think you were like Jesus had saved you or something? Like, did you have a religious?
Where were all these bullets?
Yeah, you have those moments where you get a little closer connection to your higher power because you kind of don't have an answer.
But where were all these bullets? Because if you're shot 9 times and you live, it probably didn't hit anything important.
Meanwhile, how lame is this guy who shot you?
Everything's important, Robin. Everything's important.
But 50, how lame is this?
Shoot you in one of your unimportant areas, Robin.
Yeah, right. What's an unimportant area? You're right.
What
Oh yeah, he shot you in unimportant areas.
I'm talking medically.
But it's amazing his face isn't scarred from getting shot in the face, right?
I got the little dimple.
Oh.
By the early 2000s, 50 Cent was exploding into the mainstream as one of hip-hop's most outspoken and uncompromising voices, never one to hold back when it came to calling out his peers. Near the top of his target list was fellow New York mogul Sean Diddy Combs. But this wasn't just another case of rap rivalry or competitive posturing. It was fueled by a lingering skepticism that 50 never seemed willing to shake. Instead of letting the tension fade, 50 Cent intensified it. Through interviews, social media posts, and even his own television platforms, he kept the spotlight fixed on Diddy. Some of his comments carried the edge of humor, but beneath the punchlines was a sharper message. Time and again, he questioned Diddy's behavior, chipped away at his carefully crafted public image, and pointed to what he saw as a disconnect between the persona presented to the world and the reality operating behind the scenes.
And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
Because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Oh. Why are we looking at me, bro? I just go to church. I just go to church, right? I have nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow you to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there. I'm just a Catholic kid. Come on. You've been diddled, dude. No. What's the body of Christ taste like? It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo. So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only. Everybody else is scared.
Huh?
But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just asking.
I think they're scared.
But if they're scared, then that's what I'm thinking.
Insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people are gonna come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funny, funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
And so then, he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me, it's them.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what
what's your and Jay's issue?
it's just competitive stuff.
It's really just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
okay.
So that's the behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music, but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side, and it's not like you're going to go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
This deal, and you go, he said that to you, like.
Wow.
Like they'll speak to your temperament. Like say, you know, if 50 is a little crazy, he'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're he's basically trying to scare people out of doing deal.
He later announced plans for a full-scale documentary series centered on Sean Diddy Combs and the growing wave of allegations connected to his name, making it clear this was far more than a spur-of-the-moment social media jab. According to 50 Cent, the project was a carefully developed, tightly structured production intended to explore what he described as the hidden realities surrounding one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. By May, the scope had expanded even further. 50 revealed that he had secured a deal with Netflix, ensuring the story would move beyond gossip and headlines and reach a global audience on one of the world's biggest streaming platforms. With that kind of distribution, the narrative wouldn't just circulate, it would land with maximum visibility and impact.
Now let's get to a few of this morning's other big headlines.
Starting with a bombshell announcement amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs, Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docu-series about the assault and allegations against Combs. The series will also discuss trafficking and racketeering charges Combs is facing. The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right? I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that like all of the stuff that he's doing. I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go into the 90s, and PPD said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
So look, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries. They went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is it's pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. And look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything.
Let me ask you this: do you think she knew what he was doing?
I believe she knew he was doing the freak offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which Swiss banks accounts, and all this shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor.
But why you believe she knew about the freakos?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. that people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting the IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, bro.
That's from the Diddy Freak Off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at that, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, will be a part of a freak off thing?
I think that she liked to party, and she party with young people. She's always been like that.
But to get back to this lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he also alleges that, Diddy, he would grope his genitals and he would grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had. So if you read it in the thing, they never had. He made claims that they never had. But how would he grope your anus? Your asshole. How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, cause I'm trying to figure out how does that work? Somebody groping your anus.
You gonna say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy something. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say, we woke up with all my clothes. He said, we woke up butt the F naked.
For now, the fallout continues to unfold, and 50 Cent insists that a definitive record exists and will eventually come to light. When Diddy's trial concluded, the most serious allegations didn't stick. But the court did hand down a conviction on lesser charges related to unlawful transportation, a decision that ignited public scrutiny and, for many, confirmed long-held suspicions for 50 Cent this wasn't a punchline. It was a turning point. He seized on the outcome to argue that the carefully curated image surrounding the mogul had long masked a very different reality, and that the verdict offered a rare glimpse behind the curtain. According to him, he hasn't been making empty provocations. He's been signaling to something real, turning years of public jabs into what he frames as evidence rather than performance.
Was turning straight men gay. That was his thing. Where's Hype? What's his last film project?
Belly.
Yeah, DMX was a star in that.
Facts. Facts. Jab, my question to you is, and again, we're just talking the psychology of a man.
What if the entertainment industry is nothing but a cover for a worldwide ring?
You mentioned who's on tapes and who got tapes out.
Yeah.
The purpose of having a recorded freak off.
Yeah.
What does that do for the male? What does that do for the female? Like, some females are cool with it. What is the thought behind that as far as, let's record this session and either rewatch, keep it for sale? Is it evidence? Is it just like, what is the mentality behind having
if you can
the
own
visual memory?
Their vulnerability, if you can own that, you have the ability to control and manipulate that person. See, guys start off by saying, "Ooh, man, I don't want to watch porn. I just want to watch us." See, that's the line.
That's the line.
Would you rather me be watching us than watching a bunch of other? See, the finesse, that fluff. Do you really want me watching anybody else but you? I could look at you all day. Vanity. See, make her feel special. Make her feel like she's the only, the object. Meanwhile, this is sitting here thinking, so her daddy works at Sony and I need such and such his contract ended.
Does it also work this way for men?
Absolutely. And it's worse for the men. Women are used to being the victims of, not men. No man walks in thinking that another man is looking at him like a lollipop. Not a straight man. You are only hip to the that you hip to. You know what I mean? Which is why you hear so many people say they went to Diddy parties and they felt like something was off and decided to leave, or they got invited to another room and they decided to go because they felt like it wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. These was literally walking in there not thinking. Seriously, but the thing is, they were still willing to take the chance to go because everybody's been here.
The aftermath only amplified 50 Cent's momentum. As legal developments and official proceedings became part of the public record, it grew harder for critics to dismiss his long-running warnings as background noise. In hip-hop, perception is power, and credibility is currency. Nothing about his approach appears impulsive. Every move feels calculated. By linking the legal spotlight surrounding Sean Diddy Combs to a broader documentary effort reportedly headed to a major streaming platform, 50 ensures the conversation stretches far beyond a fleeting news cycle. By reacting to each new twist on social media, he keeps public attention locked in. And by alluding to unnamed figures without making direct accusations, he sustains pressure on both fans and industry insiders while staying just inside the lines online. Each post ignites waves of debate and speculation. Within the industry, the quiet can feel even louder than a denial, suggesting caution, self-preservation, or the weight of reputation still tied to powerful alliances. Many choose silence because influence and legacy remain on the line, but 50 Cent operates from a different position now. His empire extends well beyond music into film, television, and major business ventures, leaving him less dependent on industry approval or protection. That independence may be his greatest advantage, giving him the freedom to shape the narrative, question long-standing images, and push conversations that others might prefer stay buried.